Pearl. I'm here with Mayday Parade. Can you guys please introduce yourselves?
Yeah, I'm Derek and I sing in the band.
I'm Jeremy, I play bass.
You just did a meet and greet. How did you enjoy it?
It was cool. It was nice.
Good time.
It's always good to, meet new people and be in, new places and hang out. It's
Yeah.
cool.
Do you do this kind of thing more often?
We normally do a meet and greet every day if we can.
Really?
A couple of the past shows we haven't done it, but in the UK we did a meet and greet every day. Over there.
Why do you do this like so many times? Like why do you do this almost every time you play?
I don't know, it's just to, kind of have the opportunity for people to hang out and stuff. And we also go out after every single show and, talk to people and just hang out. And I think it's important to kind of make that connection if you can, so.
Do you connect with your fans like on the internet as well?
Yeah, I'd say so. I mean, some of us
We're not
are
as good at it as other
No?
bands
Yeah.
are, but
and it depends on who you ask in the band. Like I'm probably the worst with it, with doing Twitter or Facebook, any of that stuff. I post to Instagram every now and then, but I don't do a ton of that stuff. But some of these guys do. It just kind of depends.
So, you've released an album. It's called Monsters in the Closet. How's it been received so far?
I think it's been pretty great. It did our strongest first week ever of any album we've done. So that's really cool. And then, playing the new stuff live has been cool. It's been going over well. Lots of
a lot of positive reception, and positive interviews and reviews of the album, so it's been very good.
Really nice, really nice. So if you think about the album and the album title, what do you think are some of the monsters that came out of your closet while writing this album?
I don't know. There's nothing I can think of in particular, really. I mean, it wasn't. It was probably the easiest album we've ever recorded. We've kind of got to a point where we've learned a lot from doing the previous albums, and we feel like we kind of know exactly what we want and how to approach making the album. So it was a really smooth process, and there wasn't any. I feel like anything, it was a problem or anything, or I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long have you been recording? I mean, like the
album.
The album.
It's about 3 months in the studio recording the album.
Okay, and it all went really smoothly, no problems at all.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was
Alright.
it was fantastic. It was a lot of fun, and working with Kenneth and Zach, the producers, we've worked with them a lot, and they're just so much fun to be around, and they're very talented and creative, and it's just a cool thing to do.
What do you think you've done differently on this album compared to let's say your last one?
Well, it was pretty similar to our last one, the self-titled. I feel like that's where we feel like we locked it in, where we had kind of tried different approaches for each album before that, and with that one, it was basically just us going to a beach house for a month and writing the album there without any kind of outside influence, no co-writes or label involvement or any of that, and then just going to Zach and Ken with the songs and recording them. And we pretty much did the exact same thing again this time around. We had a little bit more time, which was cool.
I think the songs themselves are very similar to the last album. Just musically, I think we've all gotten better at our instruments, and I think you can tell, a lot of the parts are more difficult, as compared to the last record. So I think just musically it evolves a little bit, but other than that, it's the same sort of songs.
Is it important for you guys to produce something that's that your fans are expecting from you?
Sort of, I guess, to a degree. Yeah, we've always talked about how we don't want to change too drastically. I feel like we want to gradually change and expand and grow with every album, but we don't want to do something that alienates all of our fans who, like us for a certain reason. We don't want to kind of leave them behind,
And at the same time, we want to write an album that we like and that we enjoy, and hopefully other people enjoy it as well.
Yeah.
Don't really try to write an album for what we think people want. We try to write it for what we like, and then hope everyone likes it too.
But if you're saying I don't want to change too drastically, isn't that kind of limiting yourself?
Well, I don't think so, because because for example, doing songs like "Hold On to Me" and trying out new things with each album, I think is important. But I don't think it's wise to completely change your sound from one album to the next. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So lyrically, do you think you've matured writing this album?
When we started this band, I was only 19. You know, I'm 27 now, so a lot of time has passed, and I've obviously grown a lot and changed probably a lot, and hopefully gotten better. But it's a tough thing to say. I feel like
Yeah.
So but yeah.
You hope so.
I hope so. Yeah.
So talking about monsters coming out of your closet. I mean, as a kid, I used to be afraid that like when I would go to sleep, that like there was gonna be ghosts or monsters coming out of my closet, things like that. Did you used to have childhood fears like that?
Yeah, absolutely. For me, it was zombies.
Zombies?
I was always scared of zombies. Yeah, I always had nightmares about zombies. But I used to play a lot of like zombie games, and it would get in my head,
Yeah.
But yeah, just like afraid of the dark, that kind of stuff, like the typical.
Why were you afraid of the dark?
Well,
I feel like most kids are afraid of the dark.
yeah.
I'm still afraid of the dark.
Yeah.
Same reason. Yeah, it's just some you don't. It's the unknown. You don't know what's in there, and that's a scary thought.
I think it's
Yeah.
in our human nature to be afraid of the dark.
Yeah, exactly.
Because we can't really protect ourselves in the dark.
Yeah.
It's hard to like see and
Yeah.
things like that. Could you list like a top 3 for me of like your biggest fears at the moment?
I don't know. I'd say I'm kind of afraid of heights, but I feel like I like to like challenge that. I like to like do things like jump off of high bridges or things.
You do
like
that?
Well, in the water. Things. Like things that are like kind of to push yourself. You know what I mean? To try and like conquer that fear. But and then the standard, the typical things. Like snakes and spiders and I don't know.
What about you?
There's not much I'm afraid of. I'm just afraid of like my family dying or something, and I don't know. I know it's going to happen eventually, but it's just I don't like thinking about that.
Yeah, I can imagine. That's my fear too. What kind of emotions are you trying to like transfer when you're performing?
Yeah, it kind of depends. It's hard to say. I'd say mostly positive. I usually always have a smile on stage, and I just having fun and just having a good time. Trying to kind of bounce back and forth. As the crowd gets more into it, has more fun. We have more fun and feed off each other's energy, and it's just genuinely a good time.
Do you think that your music is a form of like mood management? Like if children may be feeling a little bit sad, that when they listen to your music, it cheers them up or something like that?
Well, it would make them more sad. I don't know.
A lot of people tell us that listening to music helps them when they're sad or
well,
whatever,
we have some songs that are very relatable. Like we've been, we write about things that people have gone through, heartbreak and stuff like that. So it's easy for people who are going through that to put on our record and be able to relate to the songs and know that other people have been there too. They've been there before. So.
Yeah. Do they sometimes talk to you about this kind of?
Oh yes, we hear that a lot. People always tell us our music has helped them. A lot of people that we've talked to, have dealt with suicide and dark thoughts, and our music helped them through that. So.
What does that do to you?
Makes you feel good. I mean, we've always wanted to be, I feel like, a good influence and inspiration to the younger generation. Our lyrics don't really have any cursing in them or anything like that. We try to be positive and keep a positive vibe in our music and in our attitude on stage and when we meet fans.
Yeah, and you trying to be a good example as well.
For sure.
Wow, that's really nice. So some kids that want to meet and greet, like you were saying that there was kids that actually tell you how much you meant to, your band meant to them and stuff. There was a few kids at meet and greet that won the meet and greet that told me that they actually that you saved their lives. Have you talked to them at this meet and greet? Did they tell you the same kind of thing, or?
I didn't hear that today, but normally we hear it at a lot of meet and greets that we do in the States and overseas. We normally hear things like that, and it always makes you feel good. And I always try to tell them, you're doing well, keep it up. I know times get tough, but they'll get better. So always try to provide words of encouragement.
Are you excited to play tonight?
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I'm very excited. Absolutely.
It's a sold out show, so I'm
that's amazing. Like, have you been here more often in the Netherlands?
No, I've been one time. We played in Amsterdam. We were just there for the day, played the show, and left that night. So.
And already you sold out a show. How's that possible?
I don't know. It's wild. It's cool. We didn't
expect.
That myself. Yeah.
Well, I wish you all of the luck tonight. Thank you so much for this interview.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'm
Thank
looking forward to seeing your show.
you. Yeah, we're looking forward to playing.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.